So what do you mean by prosperity? Because it's one of those words that can mean a lot and can mean nothing depending on how you use it. And sometimes it can be overused. And I would just love to understand just what your definition is of prosperity.
What I love about the word is that it can mean so many different things to so many different people. Most of the time people go right in and think of money or financial prosperity, which that can certainly be. The actual dictionary definition is a condition of success or thriving. And when I talk to people about this or give workshops and ask them, what does it mean to you? It very quickly gets into a discussion about having love in my life or flexibility or good health, just so many different things. And to me, that's really what the whole package is about, because you could have tons and tons and tons of financial resources and be miserable, come home at night and kick your dog and fight with your partner. And so what good is that? But it's really having more of an expansive view around what money and prosperity can really do for you.
So prosperity covers all parts of life, right? But it does seem to really kind of often be linked to the financial side of things. Is that because finances are so linked to a certain level of comfort, a certain level of security? Is that why the financial side of things kind of like it's often linked to prosperity?
Well, money flows through so much of pretty much everything that we do. It's a lot of conversations. Our work usually revolves around that for most people, especially if you're an entrepreneur, an executive. Often we've been taught that our worth is based either on how much we're earning or how much we've accumulated. Whether that's true or not, a lot of people really believe that. So the way I look at it is we do live in a material world and money is important. And we also live in more of an ethereal world. We're having a bigger picture about what true success means to you, or happiness, or prosperity as we're calling it. These are both important, but since we're very little, I think we start to be ingrained with the thoughts that money's important and a measure.
Yeah, and for sure. And I forget the study, but it was a few years ago that I read that if you don't have any money, it's really hard. And then as soon as you make around, I think it's around $100,000 a year, that's enough to really have money not be the factor that affects like your happiness or your comfort in life. Like, is that
Yep. That's what number? I've seen as well. Yeah. And maybe it's 100 Australian and 75. I don't know what the exact conversion is. Yeah. I've heard 70, 75. The concept behind that is once you get to that level, you've had most of your basic needs met, and the incremental more amount of money you make doesn't make you that much happier. However, there was a subsequent study that found it doesn't make you happier unless you're using that money to help other people. And then it actually boosts your happiness level.
And we're going to get to that part a bit later in the discussion, just where we're speaking about actually, how you change your beliefs around prosperity and so on. But before we get into that, so prosperity thinking, right? Is this like a mindset, or is it a way to operate? So what is prosperity thinking?
Yeah, I think sometimes people have heard about abundance thinking and scarcity thinking. And it might be helpful to define that a little bit for people. Scarcity thinking is, I think, how most of the world operates. It's this thought of, for me to win, you have to lose. There's only so much to go around. It's aggressive competition. And people may be able to relate to this on a personal level. Like if something good has happened to someone you know in your life, sometimes there's that little bit of envy or jealousy or judgment on it that can happen, like, oh, well, they didn't really try that hard. Or if it's, say someone buys some big fancy car, they're so materialistic. It's this little judgy thing that we can have happen versus being so excited for them that they got this awesome job or this beautiful car or house or whatever it is. The other extreme of that, this abundance thinking, is that there's more than enough to go around. It's about collaboration. It's about giving a standing ovation when something really good happens to someone that you know. And I believe that a lot of the world's problems come from this scarcity thinking. Like, why can't we all do well? but it's this, no, I have to do better, that viewpoint. And what I found over the years is there's almost something magical that happens when you can move to this more abundance mindset. All of a sudden, things start to flow more easily for you. Or if there's things that come up, because it always happens for us, there might be something that's a bump in the road. The resilience level is much greater for people that have an abundance mindset than people that have more of a scarcity viewpoint on things.
It's an interesting one, which I'd like to kind of unpack a little bit, especially in business, right? And in life, like competition is seen as a thing, right? Like it's called a competitor, right? And it's often seen, especially from a strategic perspective, right? That there's the military analogies and there's all these things where there's an opponent and there's like a way to be. And it seems that there's a common, maybe it's a misconception, but it's a common belief that it's to win in business, someone has to lose. There's a finite market, there's competition for clients, there's competition for market share. How does prosperity thinking kind of fit into that? Do you know what I mean? Like in terms of, instead of thinking about them as competitors, now we're thinking, well, or what's the abundance version of that, right? What's the positive version of that that's not so, please.
The prosperity version of that could be, how do we best serve our clients to the highest good? And that the people that we can serve best are attracted to us, and we do our best for our employees and the community, or whatever your goals are for the business. I think it's just looking at things from a different viewpoint. Like, I don't know why you still can't grow your business and do phenomenally well without having this feeling of crushing the competition. I don't think they're mutually exclusive. You don't have to crush someone for you to do well. If you focus on doing your best work for the people that you're most meant to serve and serving your employees well, I don't know why that means somebody else has to do bad in the process.
Okay, so prosperity thinking is not ignoring the fact that there's competition. It's just not putting, let's call it, negative energy towards it. It's saying, hey, there's a competitor. They're pretty good. You can go with them too. But here's what we're doing, and here's how we're helping the world, and here are the positive things that we're doing. And that's kind of like how we approach it.